Every time you sing we win, so sing like you've never sang before. Tearful Noel Gallagher pays tribute to greatest city in England as he performs Don't Look Back in Anger at reopening of Manchester Arena. Noel Gallagher broke down in tears while closing the first concert at Manchester Arena since 22 people were killed there in a terror attack in May. The musician was headlining We Are Manchester, a benefit gig held to raise money for survivors and relatives of the victims who died after Salman Abedi fatally detonated a homemade nail bomb after an Ariana Grande concert. Tears rolled down the Mancunian's cheeks as he sang his hit Don't Look Back in Anger, a song which quickly became an anthem of defiance in the days after the attack. Addressing the 14,000-strong crowd beforehand, he said, "Every time you sing, we win. So sing like you've never sang before." The event comes 110 days after suicide bomber Salman Abedi chose to set off a fatal device after a concert filled with young teenagers in May. Tonight's remembrance gig marks the reopening of Manchester Arena with proceeds of ticket sales going to the Manchester Memorial Fund, a charitable trust overseen by the city's Lord Mayor to pay for the permanent memorial. Comedian Peter Kay introduced Noel and his band to the stage, telling the crowd he had worked at the arena himself as a steward before fame and fortune. He described the last 4 months as horrendous but said, "We can't let the terrorists win. We've got to remember the good times and let them outweigh the bad. The victims will never be forgotten, but we have to move forward with love, not hate." Noel then appeared on stage, saying "Good evening Manchester," before launching into a string of crowd-pleasing Oasis anthems including Champagne Supernova, Wonderwall, and Half the World Away. But it was Don't Look Back in Anger which saw emotions reach a climax as the audience and the singer alike were spotted with tears in their eyes. Before he began singing, the star said, "I was sat at home watching Sky News broadcast the minute's silence after what happened here, and during that silence one girl broke it and started to sing. I don't know if she is here tonight, but if she is, I love you." It's amazing how everyone rallied around and started to sing. It's become some sort of anthem for defiance, I think. There were famous faces in the crowd including Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola, who turned out with his family to pay tribute. Mayor of Manchester Andy Burnham opened the event by calling out the names of everyone who died in the blast. He told the packed-out arena, "We are Manchester, a city united, nothing will ever change us and nothing will ever divide us." Poet Tony Walsh Longfellow then followed, reading out his now famous piece of writing This Is the Place. He moved crowds to tears at a vigil outside Manchester Town Hall the day after the attack with his work. But instead of asking the crowd to take part in a minute's silence, he called for 60 seconds of noise. The host of this evening's gig, comedian Russell Kane, said Tony's poem punched him in the gut. He said, "There were people crying in the corridor, people crying in the crowd. It just got to me." Kane commended the esteemed poet for knowing how to lift the crowd's spirits. He said, "When he got everyone to cheer, that was brilliant. It was like someone had placed a full stop at the end of the grief and this beautiful music came out, and it was like the arena had reopened."